Hi, I'm Joan Newcomb, and today's Mystic Minute is clutter and creativity. There are all these suggestions, feng shui for decluttering, statements about how clutter affects your abundance and how you have to declutter and have like a pristine looking workspace in order for you to manifest great things. And then I think about an artist's studio, spattered with paint. And you can go online and you can look up the desks of Albert Einstein and Mark Twain. And they're clutter personified. So clutter and creativity, I think, are inextricably entwined. Your creativity is coming into form. Your creativity is actually your spiritual language. It is your expression of yourself as consciousness, and it's going to come in and come out in a myriad of ways. And I would also say definitely not a way that your logical left brain would define or decide upon or have any control over whatsoever. Your creativity rarely comes out neat and tidy. Even as a writer, it's like, oh, I need a clear desk and to work on that blank sheet of paper. I would argue that rather than seeing your clutter as sapping your creative energy, see that spending time clearing that clutter could also be a waste of your creative time. There's great systems for getting organized. I like Fly Lady. I don't keep my kitchen sink clean all the time, but it's a great system for getting organized out of maybe a hoarding mentality or something like that. But I think we take things to the extreme, and if you're being rigid about anything, you're restricting your voice. When you're a writer, you let everything come out on the page and you edit later. When you are existing in the world, it's gonna be kind of messy. It's gonna be, there's always laundry to do. So creativity and clutter, I think there needs to be an allowance for you to be able to create in your space and let the paint spatter. So here's the higher octave of that, is your life is your creative expression as consciousness. And your life is not going to be neat and tidy. There's going to be a lot of clutter in your life. No matter how rigidly you want to try to implement a disciplined schedule. I knew a woman once who it was very strange. I mean, her house looked clean, and that's because she stuffed things in drawers and threw stuff in closets. So it always looked clean on the surface. And then the other weird thing was you'd go in to use her bathroom and her toilet bowl was always filthy. And there was something about it that, she was too good to clean toilets. I don't know what that was. It was a lot of dichotomy. So if you think about, people who have pristine looking houses, check their drawers. Or don't check their drawers, but, assume that in their drawers there's probably a lot of stuff that's hidden. People hide a lot of stuff. And it's completely different than having energetic clarity and an energetic awareness. So I think that, we try to physically do something that the intent is to be clear energetically. But I don't think you'll find your energetic clarity if you are trying to have like a white glove treatment on all the edges. You can feel the anxiety from that, as opposed to, this house has people living in it. This world has people living in it. This world is a creation of consciousness. This world is a creation by myself as consciousness. My existence, my greater existence, everything that I encounter is a creation of my greater self as consciousness. Everything in your life is a creation of yourself as consciousness. And if it's cluttered, if it's messy, if it's uncomfortable, if it's painful, if it's challenging, more power to you. More of that spattered paint on canvas just lost the artist's name. Not Andrew Wyeth, it's the other guy. Oh well. Anyway, you know who I'm talking about. So our creativity is our language as consciousness, and it's not necessarily that you're a painter or a writer or a musician. Maybe you're a cook, maybe you're a gardener, maybe you're an athlete. It gets expressed in lots of different ways. Maybe you're a nurturer of people. You're a heart-centered healer. That is you doing what you're meant to do. Express yourself in the world. We aren't truly happy unless we are expressing ourselves, using our spiritual language. We don't have to win Oscars. Don't have to get the Grammy for it. You can please yourself by singing in the car, singing to your grandbabies, or whatever. If there's anything negative, anything negating, any thoughts that are negating, like I'm a terrible person because my house is cluttered, all of those negative things come from unconsciousness, comes from the left brain human level of things. And yes, the left brain is our GPS. It is our programmed how to operate in the world. And it's wonderful for structuring things. You know, scientists delight in it because it helps them figure out the creation of consciousness and prove the creation of consciousness and come up with wonderful facts and figures about consciousness. And the essence of who you are gets expressed through the intuitive, through the spontaneous, through the unique individual that you are. Now, maybe you're somebody whose creative energy gets turned on when you're cleaning the house. Go ahead and do that, but I would encourage you sometime this week to stop picking up the piles and let yourself be who you are. Express yourself in the world and see how that transforms your life. If you like these videos, you can subscribe to them on YouTube. You can also sign up below to get them in your inbox. If you want to know more, my website is joan-newcomb.com. I have a weekly radio show podcast. I write a weekly blog and newsletter. I do meetups around the Puget Sound. I do a monthly webinar. And I also have a coaching program that I offer online to people around the world. You can access it privately with me, one-on-one, but you can also access it in a form that you can do it yourself. And if you want to know more, you can go to my website, joan-newcomb.com. So don't forget to like and share and comment on this, and also go to my website, joan-newcomb.com, and I'll see you in another couple days with another Mystic Minute.